Doing the Orton podcast is brought to you by Baldwin Park Pizza Company. Baldwin Park Pizza Company has been serving Joey's original recipe for over 20 years. It's voted #1 pizza in San Gabriel Valley 6 years running. Come visit or get delivery.
Come down to the Wrestling Guy store. Find your favorite WWE action figures and favorite WWE Superstars t-shirts. We also host meet and greets where you can meet some of your favorite wrestlers. The Wrestling Guy store is located at 6085 State Street, Huntington Park, California. Or you can follow us online at our website, thewrestlingguystore.com, or on social media, such as Instagram, at The Wrestling Guy Store.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Doing the Orton podcast. And today I have a very special guest. It is legend Kevin Sullivan.
It's great to be on your podcast, Hannah. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being a guest. Thank you for your time. So we'll start off. Growing up, were you a fan of wrestling growing up?
I think anybody that is involved in wrestling, I'm still a wrestling fan, and I was a wrestling fan as a child.
Who were you a fan of?
Well, back in the day, you probably, because I think you're a little bit of a wrestling historian, Killer Kowalski was my favorite. Yeah.
So how did you first get started in wrestling?
I had wrestled amateur for 10 years, and I ended up working out with a guy that was a pro wrestler from South Africa, and he said, "Did you ever think about becoming a professional wrestler?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, would you like to try?" And he took me to Montreal, and I had my first match, and the rest is history, as they say.
Okay. So what was the school that you were training in Montreal?
I never went to a school. I never got smartened up. My first match was a half shoot, and we ended up having a count out, and I didn't know what I was doing because they didn't smart me up for about a month. And they said, "This is how you're supposed to do it," and they don't do that anymore. So when I used to wrestle, I was the youngest guy in the territories back then, and the older guys would take me out in the first match, and for 20 minutes they would just beat me up, and if I came back the next week, they'd give me a little, and then come back the next week, they'd give you a little bit more.
Okay, so as a pro wrestler, what was some of the best advice that you have ever gotten?
To take this job very seriously. This is not a job if you're not going to put 100% in, just like most jobs in life.
Okay, so do you have some of the worst advice that you have gotten?
Yeah, and I probably followed it half of the time, but I mean, when you get a chance, you got to realize that you're a product just like anything else. You're a vegetable. There's only a certain amount of shelf life, so make hay while the sun shines.
Okay, so being a wrestling legend, do you have advice for any people that would want to become pro wrestlers?
Yeah, to give it their all. Get to the gym. Nowadays, find a very good wrestling school and give it 100%. And now with all these, now we're at a big event, All In, and there's going to be more wrestling around. And if you want to become a wrestler, this is the best time to become a wrestler.
Okay, so we're here at StarCast. And how has it been going here at StarCast?
I just got in today, but I heard the show was fabulous, and I'm glad to see that they're doing well.
So it was great, and so was StarCast.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. So it was the actual StarCast, meeting people, being new, interviewing people. It's great.
Great, and I think want to give you the best of luck. I think you're going to do very well in life.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So today was kind of a short little interview. It's kind of a short one interview.
Yeah.
We're kind of wrapping it up here.
Okay. Okay.
So thank you again for being a
Thank
guest.
you.
It was.
Anna. Thank you very much.
Thank you.